Was Mary's prayer.
Greetings, Groovers. How are you doing? This is Full Record Jacket with Phil and Ben, and we are in 1997 and 98. We've got to choose our individual.
No, we're not. We're in 96 and 97. You big
Oh,
kahuna.
sorry. Yeah, I'm looking at the wrong list, aren't I? Yeah. Okay.
Did I throw you with my little bit of Danny Wilson's
It was
Mary's
all
prayer?
that singing that put me off. Yeah, enough to put anyone off anything.
What are you trying to say, Phil? I thought my singing was beautiful.
So,
80s pop classic, may I say?
Yeah. Okay, so what's your 1996 classic? Is it going to be Matchbox 20, Yourself or Someone Like You? The other album you named from that year was the Manic Street Preachers, Everything Must Go, and Everything But the Girl with Walking Wounded. Those were the three that you picked from 96. What's your favourite of those? Matchbox, Manics, or Everything But the Girl?
It's hard. Because Everything But the Girl, Walking Wounded, falls into the same thing as... It's obviously very trip-hoppy. Love that album. I think the girl I was dating at the time had that album, and I remember listening to it a lot. I love that Everything But the Girl album. It is exquisite. So if you like your trip hop, bit of heavy bass, chill out music, then you can't go wrong with Everything But the Girl. And Walking Wounded, I think it is a very, very good album.
Is that it then?
No. No. I'm just running through my list. Manic Street Preachers, Everything Must Go, the first album after Richie Edwards. When Elvis impersonator, obviously Everything Must Go. That is a great album, and I'm struggling.
Interiors, Australia, Small Black Flowers That Grow in
Australia. The Sky. Hasn't it got Kevin Carter?
Yeah, that's on there.
Yeah, it is a really, really good album. And it's one of those albums that if you don't listen to it for a long time and then put it on, you're like, why don't I listen to this all of the time? Because it is a really, I think it's their most complete, perfect album in their catalogue, I think. The follow-up album, This Is My Truth, So Tell Me Yours, was a good album. I listened to that a lot at the time.
Yeah, I know the Holy Bible has its adherents as well, doesn't it? People that love that album and think that's it's a darker one.
It is very much a darker one.
Everything Must Go was the public's favourite for sure, and nothing wrong with that. But
no, and as we've discussed on a previous show, got beaten by Pulp to the '96 Mercury Music Prize. Now the Matchbox 20, Yourself or Somebody Like You. All I can say about this album is I remember seeing the video to the single Push in Dixon's window. I then really liked the song. So it took me ages. I finally found the album in our price in about 1999. I then saw them at Madison Square Garden. I've seen them at the Birmingham NIA, and then I saw them again in, was it Manchester? I've seen them 3 times. I've got all their albums on CD. I've got the limited edition box set they released a couple of years ago on vinyl, one of 15,000. I've got the first album on 2 different vinyls. I've just bought the second album on vinyl, and I've asked for the third, and I've got the last album they released on vinyl, and I've asked for the third and fourth album for Christmas on vinyl. So yeah, going through all that, it's got tracks like 3 a.m. I think it was on the Tabitha Secret album, which is where Rob Thomas and Paul Doucette came from. 3 a.m. Push. I just think it is Real World. It's a great album. It's that sort of post-alt American sort of rock. And I know I just think Rob Thomas as a songwriter is one of my favourite songwriters. And therefore, Matchbox 20, Yourself or Somebody Like You is going through because I've listened to it more than the others, and the others are really great albums, and 1996 was really, really hard. But if you haven't heard it before, go listen to the Matchbox 20 album. It is good. In fact, listen to all three of my choices because they're brilliant, because I chose them. And you'll have my seal of approval if you do. But I just think for the fact that it means more to me and I've listened to it more, Yourself or Somebody Like You by Matchbox 20 is going through.
Well, my three are also brilliant. I have to say,
Yes.
these are
I'm
great
looking
albums.
at them now. Yeah, they are good. They are good.
We've got Being There from Wilco, the double album. We've got REM, New Adventures in Hi-Fi, which I think technically was a double-length album as well. It's over an hour long for sure. And then Beck with Odelay, his wacky opus of all of 1960s
Is that the one with
albums.
Loser on it?
No, that's got...
No, that's the one before, isn't it?
Yeah, this has got Where It's At, Devil's
That's
Haircut.
it. I know, yeah. Got a
Novocaine,
devil's haircut in my mind.
Novocaine,
Yeah.
New Pollution.
Yeah, this is a great album, Beck Odelay. This is the one with the dog jumping over the thing, isn't it? Yeah, great album.
Very difficult one. This the REM album is a really good one. It's a snapshot of them on tour. Really, it's not a it's technically not a live album, but there are some live performances on it. The Wilco album is a really good one. The Wilco album is one of my favourite albums of all time. It's got really good songs all the way through. I don't know whether I can put. I don't know which one to put through. If I'm going with my personal favourite of the
That's
three,
what you've got to go with, Phil.
It's probably going to be Wilco.
Well, there you go. You've answered your own question.
Beck might make it as a runner-up.
Yeah,
but I think I'm going with Wilco's Being There as my tip of 96. So 97. Now here's an interesting 3-0 for you. Stereophonics, The Word Gets Around.
Great album.
Or Word Gets Around. I don't think there's the on there, is there?
No.
Robbie Williams, Life Through a Lens. That was his first solo
great album. Another great album.
And then Oasis and Be Here Now.
Yes.
So what are you having now?
I don't know. I am really, genuinely, I know you think I'm going to go for Oasis, and I might well do, but I am genuinely torn on this one because Word Gets Around is a great album. And I think and Life Through a Lens is a really good album as well. I think is it as strong as Word Gets Around? Don't think so. Obviously, it's got Angels, Entertain You, South of the Border. Be Here Now. We have discussed this on a few occasions about the fact that Be Here Now isn't as bad as what everybody says. We agree that it is maybe too long. But the songs on it are really good. If you take them as individual songs, fading out.
I think it's just been unfairly slagged off. End of the day, it's what it is. It's Oasis going a bit OTT, but that's kind of it's just
that was the time, wasn't it? That was the
It's a big long album, but turn it on, crank it up.
I do really love the Stereophonics album, Word Gets Around. I think that's a really good. Kelly Jones is writing about his local town, basically. I mean, Be Here Now is the obvious choice for me because I listened to that album lots and lots and lots. But I don't want this. I'm also quite conscious of this becoming just an Oasis shoe-in.
Well, if you've got to go with what your favourite is.
I know.
You already have had two.
I have had two Oasis albums, but I've had them because they're my favourites. And Be Here Now is a favourite, but it's very close with the Stereophonics album because there are some I mean, yeah. Can we come back to mine in a sec? I'm going to have a debate in my own mind.
You debate in your own mind. Now, my 97 choices. Interesting. I went with Bob Dylan, Time Out of Mind. I
Yeah,
had the Rolling Stones, Bridges to Babylon, our
great
favourite.
album. You know my feelings on that album.
It's a bit of a running joke, isn't it, that we both like this album. Most Rolling Stones fans don't seem to like it, but we
I
both
mean, if
like it.
we put Be Here Now and Bridges to Babylon through, we're breaking away from the norm. We're going rogue, Phil.
We'd
If
be
we
going
put
rogue.
those two through, we are going rogue. There's no coming back from this.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And then I've also got Primal Scream's Vanishing Point, which is a great one.
yeah,
I don't know it as well as the other two, to be honest, but I do really like it.
yeah.
The Bob Dylan one, I've got a great story about the Bob Dylan one. Right, this is Bob Dylan's kind of heartbreak album. It's kind of right. I was talking just over a week ago to a man in Germany. In Germany, okay, I was in Germany talking to a German guy who works as a translator. Okay, anyway, not that it matters, but he's very into his music. He was
Did you
telling me,
subscribe to the channel?
do you know what? I don't know if he has.
Prime subscriber there, Philstone. You've let it slip through your fingers.
I'm not sure whether I even tell him. I probably didn't. Anyway, I was in a hotel bar. It was late at night. We were talking about Bob Dylan. There wasn't much time to talk about anything else. Anyway, he first heard the Bob Dylan Time Out of Mind album when the girlfriend that he'd been with for a while left him, right? And she left him as a parting gift Bob Dylan Time Out of Mind.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which he then listened to, and it was a heartbreak album, and it was perfect for how he felt at the time.
No.
And I
So there
said,
we go.
so she literally left you standing in the doorway crying. That's quoting one of the songs. To be
Oh,
clever.
right.
And he said, yeah, he laughed and said, yeah, yeah. So I don't know why I told you all that story, but I think that's going to have to be the one for me because it's the only Bob Dylan album really in the 90s, and I did listen to it more than the others, and I do think it's a great one. So I'm going with Bob Dylan's Time Out of Mind as my favourite album of 97. I remember anticipating it as well.
I would really like the put the Bridges to Babylon through, but
Well, we can
I'm
do
going for
that.
Be Here Now because you know why? You just saying anticipated album. I remember my 18-year-old self literally counting down the days, waiting for any snippet from this album to come out. Be Here Now. So it is like that for Word Gets Around and Be Here Now. I don't want to go Oasis heavy because I don't want to be accused of being, But
You're going to be accused of that anyway, so
I know. So I'm just going to do it, Phil. So I'm going for the triple. I'm literally going for a triple decker sandwich of all the Oasis 90s albums. And yeah, Word Gets Around, great album. Go listen to it if you haven't listened to it. Some local Welsh stories.
Okay, so that is 96 and 97. Matchbox 20 from Ben, Wilco from me, Oasis from Ben, and Bob Dylan from me. Not exactly a surprise with a lot of those, but there we go.
No.
That's what we like, guys.
Yeah.
So we've just got 2 more years left of the 1990s.
More years. Oh,
Yeah.
we are cracking on with this, Philster. Tell you what.